Welcome to my classroom, teaching in a pandemic. Hey everybody, welcome to fourth quarter. It's going to be a little different this particular time around, but I want to welcome you back because I'm very excited. We're going to be sharing with you all sorts of cool marine science stuff, regardless of where you are. So that video was taken right during the middle of March in our spring break. And at that point, I knew I wasn't going back to the physical classroom, so I was trying to pick up some shots to put together some virtual things. And of course, what ended up happening, all our natural areas closed literally right after I filmed that. And of course, teaching did continue through the spring, and it changed a lot. And what I'm trying to do kind of on this channel, which is a little different, is share with you some of that journey. But due to the shift that's happened in my world due to the pandemic, I have a lot more of my marine science stuff here at my own home. And I'd like to start sharing the journey of marine science with you a little bit more intimately. And so that's sort of what I'm starting with now. And I know like the world has a lot of problems in it, and I totally have a huge amount of sympathy for those who are out there dealing with huge financial burdens and issues through the economy, who have gotten sick, who are recovering, who have faced all sorts of problems. My little part of this is just try and bring a little bit of joy about marine science as we progress. But for today's video, I want to rewind the clock back to mid-March and through the spring and show you what it was like sort of teaching virtually, for me at least, and then of course continue the journey beyond that. So let's rewind that clock. The mornings really did start to blend together, but essentially what I would do is wake up and hit the computer before I did anything else. I would check on anything that students might have sent me over the night. I would do my attendance from the day before. And then I would go and grab some breakfast, sit down at the TV, and just kind of watch a little bit of the news, which sadly was not really that encouraging. After I eat a little breakfast, I usually, after I sit down and do my attendance and stuff, I usually go and get cleaned up and dressed and stuff. If I know I'm not going anywhere most of the time, but I do. And then I basically sit back down at the computer by at least around 8. And it is now 12:30 and I have not left the computer. Today being Monday, it is a grading day because all of our assignments are due on Sunday, so I really can't grade anything until Monday from the previous week. Otherwise I'd have to keep going back and forth and it's annoying. Right now I'm just finishing it, putting in this little extra credit assignment that I put in, which was, I thought, kind of fun, where the kids actually had to identify fish on a reef survey on a video that I put out there. It was one of my Lou Key videos. So that's what I'm finishing up with now. So it's already been a busy morning. I'm just sitting here, but it's been busy. So it is mid-morning and it is Thursday. So right now what I'm trying to do is push all the other things aside and actually work on creating content for next week. I'm very lucky. I have video recorded notes for everything in my entire ACE Marine class and my marine science classes in general. But now the new thing is creating these Google Slides that are essentially where the students take their notes. They're really cool. They're visually dynamic, I think, and the kids, by polling and data I've collected through surveys, really seem to enjoy them. Or enjoy is probably a big word, but they seem to like them better than the regular note sets that we've been doing all year. So it's actually something I've learned new, as we're all learning new content throughout the time. But it does take some time to figure this stuff out and to design it. And so if I don't start this Wednesday or Thursday, at least, I started a little bit yesterday, it'll take me a little bit because I need to do 2 assignments, and I don't just want to do a note set, so I'm going to do this note set, and then I'm trying to decide, which will probably be a little later on this afternoon, what the second assignment is going to be. I had some really good success this week. We did sharks, so I did a note set for the one assignment, and then the second assignment, I did a talk on shark attack statistics, which worked out really well. And then I did a thing on shark tagging. And so the kids had to go into the OSearch site and they had to like track a particular shark and document it and talk about it. So as it turns out, the students are not the only ones learning. This is my cat Gizmo, and he likes to go outside, but he likes me to leave the door open for him. So I was training him to go through the cat door during the pandemic that I installed. And that took a little bit of time, but we had success, and my air conditioner bill was definitely better. It's a little after 8, and I'm going to plug in some late work grades and start working on various different projects that I've got going on. Right now, we're sort of sorting through getting 8th grades sorted out for their predicted grades. I'm also trying to get a list of students together so I can start doing a third wave of phone calling for kids that are not participating or have failing grades, which is a big issue. I also have a department meeting coming up at 8:45 for science, and also an ACE meeting at 11. So it's going to be sort of a packed morning just sitting here processing and working on all this stuff. Faculty meetings were a little different and fun in their own way, but they ended up being pretty efficient. And of course, the stars, is the students, and trying to get out there and interact with them. And I did all sorts of weird things, like demonstrating plankton by floating in my pool and making it a whirlpool, doing little labs in front of them and having them copy the data down so that they could graph it and talk about it later. Really tried to think outside the box. So here I am now at the end of July, reflecting back on the spring and the end of school at that time, and it really was kind of a weird situation, but we tried to make the best of it. But towards the end of May, as we were kind of coming to the end of school, we did get the chance to go back to school, and I ended up taking some of the tanks that we had left there, setting them up here at the house, and now I'm getting into that part of kind of really getting them going, doing some plumbing, doing tank stand building, and of course going out to collect some animals that I can use through my permit to be able to educate using video. So as we're getting ready for the new school year, I'm also getting ready here and hopefully to share with you some more depth and insight into marine science as I go. So until next time, keep exploring.